All right, guys, we're going to be talking about number 4 on our list of 5 things coming in Royal Rumble or after Royal Rumble. This one, we're going to be talking about some of the debuts or returns that we could be seeing. So, maybe Samoa Joe, Ty Dillinger. We could possibly see Finn Balor coming back. What are some of these guys or, some surprises that you're expecting in Royal Rumble, and what do you think that does going forward?
Yeah, so I'll go with, and I guess I wouldn't be unexpected, although his name, I'm not sure the name power is huge, but it really would not surprise me to see Kenny Omega debut at the Royal Rumble.
Sure, yeah.
People are labeling his match at Wrestle Kingdom as one of the greatest wrestling matches ever, potentially, and just having the connection to the club,
Sure.
and having a sort of leaderless Gallows and Anderson would seem to be a natural fit. If
Hmm.
nothing else, than to put him with AJ Styles once AJ Styles comes back over to Raw. It really would not surprise me to see him debut, even to just sort of override the whole NXT system.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think that Royal Rumble is really great for all those surprises, and people that are coming back or coming back early. I think Finn Balor would be a pretty good surprise, if he were recovering better than what they thought. So it's always cool to see those people come in. I'm really hoping that Samoa Joe makes his debut. I think that he's going to be really awesome on the main roster. I think Ty Dillinger could be just that fun entry. I don't know that he would necessarily do anything fantastic. If he's got to be number 10.
He's got to be.
Yeah, so I think that they would do that. They got to put it just because of his entrance music and all that kind of stuff. I think that on SmackDown he could be involved in something. I think they would probably put him in a tag team or something like that. But I think Kenny Omega would be awesome if he comes out with Gallows and Anderson already in the ring, and form like a new club or whatever.
Yep.
I think that would be cool. There's a lot of stuff that could happen. I don't know. I can't really think of anybody else that would be like a gigantic surprise.
The one thing I'm hearing about Finn Balor is that there might be a plan to have him come back as a heel.
Sure.
One of the most, I think, common knowledge is probably his best work in wrestling, even over his time in NXT, which I found to be extraordinary. I know that you're less of a fan of it than I am.
Right.
Was his work in the club with the Bullet Club when he was a heel.
Sure. Yeah.
And that the storyline would be that he actually comes back for his revenge against Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And that would actually get a way to continue to prolong a storyline with Triple H. And it would actually come back with a different type of Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Balor Club or it could be the club, and just have him, do some of his work that he had with the Bullet Club, which I would find that exciting. I love it when wrestlers churn. Frequently, not all the time, like Big Show or Natty,
right? Yeah.
but enough. I think somebody like Randy Orton's had a good history of churning and not churning.
Right. Yeah. I think one of the ideas that I would suggest if I were in the writing room or whatever is I don't think there's ever been a Rumble where you have like a group of people that just dominate. And I think we talked about this last year with the Wyatts, but you have a group that just dominates the entire Rumble, and then you have like the leader guy is standing there, and then the other members jump out. We've never seen that before. I think that would be like a gigantic like shock factor.
Is that like the when Hulk Hogan just poked him and then won the championship, sort of like that?
Well, I mean, with this, it would be with the Royal Rumble, it's a little different because you have that buildup. You have the 29 guys that you think possibly have a chance of winning. But it would have to be, one of those things where if it's a Final Four kind of thing, you would have to have like a lot of stuff happening up until that. And then that moment is like they all jump out, which only takes, 5 to 10 seconds or whatever. So, when it comes down to the final four, that's like the very end, so you would have to have a lot of stuff happen before that, because usually when you hit the final four, that's like when it actually gets really good.
Yep.
So I think you would have to kind of trick the hardest part of that would be tricking the fans to like not notice that all four of them are still in there, or three of them or whatever.
Yeah, you'd be talking about Gallus and Anderson, potentially Omega.
Yeah,
as kind of like the underlings of Finn Balor as their leader.
Yeah. So at that point, you wouldn't know that Kenny Omega is involved in the club, because it's his first, like he comes out. So he could possibly be, like he'd kind of be in that mix where you don't really know what he's going to be doing, similar to like AJ Styles. He came out, no one, it's just AJ Styles. Everybody goes crazy. We don't know what his story is. He's just there and we are happy, So I think if you have Gallows and Anderson are in there, Kenny Omega's in the other corner, it looks like those two are going to gang up on him. Lights go out. Finn Balor comes out at number 30 or whatever. As soon as Balor gets in the ring, he's like in the middle of the ring. The other three haven't been doing anything because it's all black. And then as soon as the lights come on, he's in his demon stuff. They just jump out.
Actually, what I would love is they'd all get in the center of the ring, throw up the two sweet.
Yeah, and then they jump out.
As a unite, like basically saying we're in this together. And then you just built the most dominant faction in WWE.
Yeah, so do something cool, Kenny Omega immediately has an attachment with people. Gallows and Anderson have an attachment with a dominant group, and they're not going to be like left out, hopefully this time. And then it establishes Finn Balor as the leader immediately, So I think that would be something that's like a shock value. It's got Finn Balor back in the title hunt. A lot of stuff cool that could happen with that, and it's never been done before, So that's what I would do with the Royal Rumble. With all these, you could establish, Dillinger's not going to win. It's just a cool thing.
More than likely, Joe is not either.
Yeah, you got Samoa Joe could come out, and I would have him toss out. Personally, I would have him toss out Lesnar and Goldberg. Like establish him as a badass right from the beginning. And then, throughout the course of the rest of the Rumble, you have just regular eliminations here and there. But I would have Finn Balor come out at 30 and have them jump out.
Yeah, I would have Joe at least eliminate 8 or 9 people.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, let us know what you guys think. If you guys have any other ideas of how you would like to see the Rumble go. I personally just want to see something where they give someone new or, a return like a Finn Balor. They give someone a push that actually needs it. Like having Undertaker or Lesnar or Goldberg win doesn't do anything for any of the people there, that are going to be there forever. So, but let us know what you guys expect from Royal Rumble, who you want to win, what storylines you would like to see kind of intertwine in the Rumble itself. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys.